Okay. Hi everyone, it's Melanie Henson here from Coleman's Craft Warehouse again. So I wanted to share with you today what just might be my new favorite brush. So I have lots of brushes and I don't always use all of them. Mainly I use a large round brush and then a finer round brush, and I can get most of my painting done just with those two brushes. But there's some other interesting brushes out there on the market, and you know, when you go into your art shop and you just faced with all these brushes, you think, oh gosh, what shall I buy? So you might want to just start off with those two. But I recently discovered this brush, which is called a sword liner. Some people call it a dagger, and some people even call it a striper. So all those different words will apply to this brush. This is a synthetic brush and it comes in various sizes. This one is 3/8 in size, 3/8 of an inch, and you can get smaller ones and larger ones. And really affordable brush. This is $2.99 from Coleman's. So yeah, if you want to treat yourself, have a little treat, this is a really nice brush to buy. So you can see it's got quite unusual bristles here. It's got a long flat side on there, and that's sort of the back of the brush. And then it's got this curved, well, not really curved, but slanted edge here. And this is the painting edge of this brush. It comes out of the ferrule, it comes out flat as opposed to round. Okay, so you've got a large area there for holding quite a bit of paint, and then you've got this very pointed blade edge, which you can get very fine detail. So really quite versatile, and I'll just show you a few things that you can do with the brush. So here, the other day I was just experimenting with all the different sort of things that I can do with this brush, and it was really fun. Lots of different techniques that you can do. I've painted leaves, grass, shorter grass, shrubs, some different kinds of leaves here, tree branches, flat washes, and even water. So, and then I've got some flowers there as well. So let me show you how it works. It's really quite fun. I did have a lot of fun experimenting with this brush. I'm going to mix up a few greens to do some leaves. The thing with synthetic brushes, which is what this one is, it's got nylon bristles, is that they're quite durable. In the old days, synthetic brushes used to be really cheap and nasty, and the bristles would fall out, and yeah, they just wouldn't be very good at all. They wouldn't hold a good point. But the modern synthetic brushes are really, really good. And as I say, a lot more affordable than sable hair brushes. And also, if you're vegan or vegetarian, you might want to consider getting synthetic brushes rather than animal hair brushes. So here I'm just mixing up a few greens, just from some cadmium yellow and a bit of my perylene green, which I love. But if you don't have perylene green, you can use blue and yellow to mix your various greens. So what I'm going to do is start off just showing you a wash with this brush. So I'm just going to pick up as much paint as I can. You won't get as big a wash, you won't be able to cover as large an area as with a large round brush. It doesn't hold quite as much paint. You can see that obviously this one with more bristles will hold a lot more paint. But let's see how far we can get. So because I've got that nice flat surface area, oh sorry, I need to pick up a little bit more paint. You can see I can get quite a lot of coverage quite quickly, and it's really smooth. It doesn't create streaks or anything like that. Let's pick up some more. I'm going to just go with an indigo blue. Very satisfying, actually. Very nice. These are probably the smoothest washes I've got out of any brush I've ever used. So you can see how easily that's going on. And then if I just change the angle of the brush and use not a lot of pressure at all and this very fine tip here and hold it vertically, I can get very fine marks just by using the tip of the brush. So great for grass or whiskers, stuff like that. Let's do some grass. So sometimes with a round brush, grass can be a little bit challenging because you don't have such a fine tip. But here I'm just flicking the brush away from me, and you can see how lovely fine textures I can create there. Okay, if I wanted to do maybe some sort of thicker grasses, I can flick that brush upwards and then just turn the blade slightly, and then I will get a different effect. So as I just turn that blade slightly away, I'm getting slightly different effect. You can see it's very almost like using a calligraphy brush. It takes a little bit of getting used to, figuring out which way to turn the brush, but best thing to do is just to practice and have fun and just see what you can come up with. So yeah, all different lovely things you can create with this brush. If I wanted to do tree branches, so I'm always kind of trying to use this part of the brush. That's the painting edge. Let's see if we can get some branches of trees. When I'm doing my trees, I kind of tend to work from the smaller branches inwards towards the thicker branches, and then towards the tree trunk itself. So you can see here I can get nice fine branches working inwards towards that trunk. I guess it's a little bit like using a rigger branch. Sorry, I said a rigger branch, didn't I? I meant a rigger brush. I'm so excited about this brush, I'm like, can't even think straight. Anyway, so tree branches, quite nice there. And then the best thing I love doing with this brush is leaves. Okay, so this takes a little bit of getting used to, just figuring out which way to turn the brush as you're painting. Okay, but what I can start off with is the very edge of the brush, the tip of the brush, getting a central stem. And then from the, sorry, I have to hold my hand like this, I might be blocking what I'm doing, but I'll try and show you. Then I start with the tip of the brush and just work it outwards, and then put more pressure on the brush, and then lift the pressure and flick it away. Very easy way to get lovely leaves. Pressure down on the brush, lift it up. You can see how very quickly I can get some beautiful effects with this brush. Light pressure and then put the brush down, heavier pressure and then flick it up. Lovely leaves. So if you're thinking you want to try some painting and not sure where to start, this little brush is actually really nice because you can get good effects with very little effort. And you know, even if you're a card maker, you might like to incorporate, you know, something like leaves into your cards. You know, you've got a very pretty sort of leaf going on here, little leaves, and then you could extend that into some flowers. Let me just grab a different piece of paper. I'll get a new piece of paper so I can carry on showing you. I'm going to do a little rose. Let's get some pink on the go. I love pink roses. Very easy to create something quite simple. Starting in the center and then just kind of working my way around. Again, I'm just sort of using very fine pressure on the brush, and then as I get down to the thicker part of the petal, putting the pressure down and then lifting it up again. Let's go up here. There we go. So very effective little quick rose, and then let's just put some leaves on there. Oops, I've got some pink on my brush still. So we'll get a central stem going there, and then some of the leaves coming off of there. So you can see I'm not resting my hand on the paper, except when I put the pressure down and then I lift it up. So this is quite a sort of a free movement. Sometimes the angle's a bit weird. Hey, you can need to figure out which way you need to be going with this. But you can see lovely effects, just really easy effects from such a simple movement. One stroke and you've got a leaf. So really nice, easy way to paint. The other thing that this brush is really lovely for is water. Okay, so to get ripples and reflections on water, I would just run it horizontally along my page and just give it a little wiggle as I go. And that little wiggle just creates the different pressure and creates those ripples. So fine pressure on the tip and I get much finer marks, and then more pressure, I get bigger marks on the paper. So really nice. Yeah, definitely a brush that I'm going to do a lot more experimenting with and have a lot more fun with. Yeah, nice affordable brush and really versatile. Okay, so made by a company called Royal Langnickel, and we've got these in stock at Coleman's at the Craft Warehouse. So yeah, if you want to treat yourself, come down and get one. $2.99. That's a real bargain. Okay, so have fun painting, and yeah, we'll see you next time at the next video. Okay, happy painting.